Assalamu alaikum and good day. I hope you're enjoying the previous episodes of Rediscovering Heritage with Tania Qureshi. Today I am here at Chitta Gate. This is one of the gates but not one of the 13 gates of the Walled City. Why this gate was built, this I'll tell you later on. But let me take you to a chowk today. A chowk is a marketplace or a sitting place or a gathering point or a road junction of any place. This chowk is categorized as an open space inside the walled city of Lahore. And yes, these open spaces are very, very few if you come inside the walled city of Lahore. So let me take you to Wazir Khan Chowk today. Wazir Khan Chowk, as you can see, the entire place holds the Wazir Khan Mosque and the well of Dinanath. Dinanath was the finance minister of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Well, this chowk was built along with the mosque, the Wazir Khan Mosque, which is the jewel of Lahore or the mole on the cheek of Lahore. In old times, the mosque was built with an open courtyard so that the people can also sit in that place and have some social activity. Here you can see this chowk, which has recently been rehabilitated and conserved by the Aga Khan Trust for Culture, Walled City of Lahore Authority, with the help of US Ambassador's Fund. Yes, this chowk is now restored. Previously in this chowk, there were several encroachments, almost 73 encroachments from this chowk were removed in 2012 and a few in 2015. Then the chowk was restored and revamped and then conserved. As you can see now, it was not previously like this. You could not view the mosque or the chowk as you can view it today because of the encroachments and several illegal constructions and structures added to it. What happened to the mosque? How did it establish? This will come later on. This beautiful mosque and chowk, which you can see here on your screen, was built in 1634 by Hakim Ilm Ud Din, who was the Wazir or the Governor of Lahore during the reign of 5th Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. Wazir Khan was quite close to Shah Jahan, the Mughal Emperor, because once he had cured his mother. And this entire place was named after Hakim Ilm Ud Din or the Wazir Khan. Yes, we did show you the Wazir Khan Hammam or the Shahi Hammam in one of our episodes. And this is the same builder who built this mosque along with the courtyard. The importance of the courtyard stands as it has this well of Dinanath, the mazar of the saint, Sufi saint Hazrat Said Sauf, and yes, the great mosque, the great example of fresco and tile mosaic work, the Wazir Khan Mosque. The place was a hub of activities in the old times, and today we could not see those things as it was all encroached. But now, once it is revived, yes, the original lost glory will come back. So talking about the history, when Wazir Khan selected this place for building the mosque, it was exactly the center of old Lahore or the walled city. And he had requested Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to give this entire place to him for constructing a mosque along with a chowk. And that time, this chowk was built. During the excavations, when Aga Khan Trust for Culture and Walled City Authority were carrying out these conservation works, it was seen that initially this was a graveyard. And yes, the proof is Mazar or the shrine of Pir Said Sauf, that previously in old times, a shrine was built and a small graveyard used to build around it. So yes, during the excavations, bone structures and skeletons were found. And the chowk had come to a raised level than it was previously when it was built. So during the conservation process, using different conservation techniques, the original ground level of the chalk was discovered through excavations, and then a retaining wall, this one which you can see here, was built around the chalk, showing the exact ground level of the chalk and the mosque. So now let's hope that this chalk and mosque has a new presentation, has something new for the tourists who come and visit this chalk and the mosque. To the importance and the construction of Wazir Khan Mosque, the later episode, but today let me tell you about the importance of the chalk. This chalk, which was made by Hakim Ilm Ud Din during the Mughal Emperor Shah reign, is now being conserved and preserved. As you can see, the works going on. The flooring has been entirely changed. There was a soak well which was found during the excavations, and it was then dumped again under the floor as it would take the rainwater in it. Then you can also see plaster being going on and different thadas and sitting spaces which have been developed inside the chalk. Initially, the same structure was made by the Governor of Lahore, Hakim Ilm Ud Din, Wazir Khan. And now the authorities who have revived it, conserved it, are trying to bring it to its original condition. How this has been conserved is another question. Different historical evidences and excavation has been carried out to conserve the sphere, the chalk, to its original glory. It is also thought by the concerned authorities that as previously in the past it was a cultural hub, a center of activities, this chalk will be revived again and different Sufi nights and Qawwali nights will be conducted here in this chalk. This now is one of the beautiful sights if you're traveling on the Royal Trail, entering from Delhi Gate and going up to Lahore Fort. Previously, such an open space was missing in Lahore on the Royal Trail, and yes, also inside the walled city. So now this is something which has become a good space for tourist activity and an open space which are very few left inside the walled city. Another thing, interesting thing about this chalk is that there were 4 gates. The one which we have entered through is the Chitta gate, and on the similar lines, 3 other gates were also existing, 2 of which you can still see, one Chitta gate and one that gate which has no name or the name is lost. The other 2 gates were on the other 2 sides, which now have been demolished with the passage of time. Several encroachments have taken up which have concealed or which have covered the original entrances of Lahore, and yes, many encroachments you can see in the gates of Lahore as well, but the chalk is now cleared of all the encroachments. So I suggest you to come and visit this chalk and see the beauty of the street life, the cultural activity and the thada sitting, which is a special trait of the walled city of Lahore. And yes, do not miss the Wazir Khan Mosque, the jewel of Lahore. Goodbye.